everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So we have some breaking news here, and this is it's unfortunate news, but honestly it's expected. Like, I would have personally been very surprised if The Ones Who Live actually got nominated for an Emmy, just because The Walking Dead is always ignored when it comes to Emmys and whatnot, which I just don't understand. I really honestly, I don't understand what it is specifically about The Walking Dead that the Emmys just don't like. And so yeah, there's a lot to get into here, so make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all of my Walking Dead content like this. But today the Emmy nominations were announced, and we did learn that Shogun, I believe, is the most Emmy nominated series of 2024. I'm seeing here from @DiscussingFilm that there's 25 nominations here. So, I mean, I don't know if that's like a record or anything like that. I imagine there's been other shows that have gotten more than that, but that's still a lot. Like 25 nominations. Like The Walking Dead just wants one. Like The Walking Dead literally just wants one Emmy nomination. And for some reason, it's just always snubbed every single year. It never, ever gets nominated. And it's surprising because even when you look at The Walking Dead at its peak, like, it just never got nominated for anything. Like, it's honestly very, very surprising. One thing that is good, I guess, is that Jon Bernthal was nominated for his role in The Bear, which I never watched at all, but I've been hearing some good things about. So yeah, congratulations to Jon Bernthal. I love seeing the Walking Dead family, you know, their careers growing, and yeah, really amazing news for Jon Bernthal here. But also, I do see here that Fallout has been nominated for 16 Emmys here, and I'm seeing this from @DiscussingFilm. And that is, honestly, for me personally, very, very surprising, because I feel like Fallout is very similar to The Walking Dead, right? Like The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live was such an amazing show. Fallout it's in the same category. I find it so weird that it wasn't nominated for anything. Like, when you look at what it was actually nominated for, it looks like Fallout was nominated for, I guess, drama series, and I imagine there's other nominations as well. But like, to me, when I look at that, I'm like, Fallout wasn't that outstanding that, I mean, even like the lead actor here, lead actor in a drama series, you know, you have Walton Goggins, you know, really awesome in his role, but I'm just like, was he better than Denai Guerrera or Andrew Lincoln in their roles? I wouldn't say so. Like, if you just look at The Ones Who Live and you look at Rick and Michonne and a lot of those really emotional scenes, especially episode 4, like, that's the thing too when it comes to the Emmys, you know, you don't really know what necessarily gets you nominated. Like, I always think like it has to be more emotional scenes, or it has to show your ability to act and whatnot, right? And it's not all just that. Obviously, there's like writing and there's a lot of other things that you can get nominated for. But I'm just looking at The Ones Who Live as a whole. Like, what, are they mad about the CRM arc? I really doubt it, right? Like, I think a lot of us, yes, maybe we're upset about the CRM arc, but if you just look at The Ones Who Live as the story that, you know, it was told, I guess there is still some pacing issues in the finale. But again, a lot of these series here, I mean, there could still be some pacing issues in some of their episodes and whatnot, right? But if you look at those first 5 episodes, incredible episodes, right? Like, really incredible episodes that I just think that I don't understand why it wasn't nominated, because Fallout, to me, it was done well, but I couldn't say that Fallout was better than The Ones Who Live. I mean, as a story overall, yes, I could say that, but in terms of acting, in terms of like writing certain scenes and all of that, I really did prefer The Ones Who Live, especially episode 4 and episode 1. So again, it's just shocking that there wasn't even one nomination. Like, The Walking Dead just does not get nominated at all for anything, and I really don't understand that. I mean, again, I'm looking at a lot of the nominations here, and I don't see anything by AMC that's been nominated. But then again, I don't know all of the shows by AMC, so maybe there's something. It's just surprising to me. It really is, because The Walking Dead is a show that should have won an Emmy. Like, I look back at season 4 and 5, and there are certain scenes there where the story really built up to really incredible moments, and you know, Andrew Lincoln's acting in certain moments as well. It's just like, how was it not nominated for anything? Like, it definitely is something that this is a reason why I do not care about any of the awards or anything like that. Why I really don't follow anything. Like, I'm making a video about it now, but like, I never talk about this really ever, because it's something that I just personally, I feel like there's no value in it at all. When you look at The Walking Dead and some of the really amazing storytelling, like the fact that it hasn't won any like awards from the Emmys or anything like that, really is something that I find so shocking that I just stopped caring about the Emmys or anything, you know, awards related, like a long, long time ago, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, it really does not make a lot of sense to me that The Ones Who Live that show was not nominated for anything. Like, that show was really, really incredible. And not even just The Ones Who Live. Like, you look at The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon and The Walking Dead Dead City, and that's the thing too, if you just look at the argument of like, well, a full complete story, you know, I would argue that Daryl Dixon season 1 had a better complete story there, you know, in terms of like the pacing and all that. It wasn't rushed or anything in season 1, and there were some really exciting moments. You were in France. There was, you know, a different feeling just overall with that show, right? A totally different tone to the show, and that wasn't even nominated, right? Even Dead City, totally different tone from like The Walking Dead. I would say a more similar tone. Well, actually, I would say The Ones Who Live had a more similar tone to The Walking Dead. But my point is like, all 3 shows have different tones to them. They all have like a different, you know, story structure and whatnot. And all 3 shows were completely snubbed and did not get a single nomination for anything. And like, I'm just so surprised by that. I really am. Like, it's so disappointing to see that, because like The Ones Who Live, first of all, that should have been nominated, but if it wasn't, like, Daryl Dixon should have been nominated as well. And so I don't know when The Walking Dead is ever going to get nominated for anything. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. Like, in a new spinoff, are they going to get nominated for an episode that's going to be like, that's the thing too, is like, does the show have to be very, very popular? Because I feel like a lot of these shows that have been nominated for things I haven't even heard of. Like, The Ones Who Live was really popular and a lot of people watched that show. So to me, it's not based off of one single thing. Like, being popular, you know, it's not going to get you nominated at the Emmys, or I don't know. I just look at all 3 shows and I'm like, there's nothing that these shows have or don't have the other shows have. Like, I don't know. This is just definitely disappointing. But again, a lot of people aren't that surprised by it. But I just figured that I'd talk about it because it is something that is pretty frustrating, because especially when you look at episode 4 and just the way that episode was written overall, it's like, you know, like, that episode had some of the best acting from Denai Guerrera and Andrew Lincoln. Like, again, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what else more that they can do here. Like, what else more can they do to be nominated for an Emmy? I know that they are trying. Well, it seems like it anyways. I feel like they are trying to get nominated for awards, and they're trying to, I mean, I feel like a lot of actors just sort of do that in general, right? Like, they're trying to get nominated for, like, you know, the bigger awards just to have more of that recognition out there and whatnot. But it just seems like The Walking Dead, for some reason, just cannot get nominated for anything. And it's hilarious, because you look at some of the other awards and whatnot, like, whenever it gets nominated for like those awards, it always wins. So it's like something that, like, fans, like, they know these episodes are amazing. And maybe zombies aren't popular, but then again, I look at Fallout, and that was nominated, right? The Last of Us was nominated. So like, if you have a show like Fallout that's nominated for 16 Emmys, I believe, this year, like, The Ones Who Live should get one, right? Like, it should for sure get one. And it's just, I don't know, it's just shocking to me. Personally, it's just very, very shocking. Like, I want to see Andrew Lincoln win an Emmy, but it just feels like, I don't know, it's not going to happen with The Walking Dead, it feels like, unless it's like his very last episode, and it's like a death episode, and it's like some of the best acting in the world. But then again, it's probably still going to get snubbed, just because that seems to be what happens. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm going to leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Post your thoughts down below on The Ones Who Live, and the other spinoffs as well, you know, getting snubbed by the Emmys, you know, once again. You know, in terms of Comic-Con and whatnot, there is a lot of news coming out with that I will be following, and whenever it's like video worthy, obviously I will do videos on it. I will be doing a Q&A video later on today, so stay tuned for that. But they are doing the building wraps for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon right now. I imagine Dead City's also going to get one, but we'll have to wait and see, you know, like, I guess when that goes up. But The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, the poster's almost up on the building, and honestly, it looks absolutely incredible. It's not quite done yet, so whenever it is finished, I will actually do a video and sort of breaking down, you know, I guess the new look at it, because there's some details here that I'm noticing with Carol's poster that is very, very, I mean, it basically confirms how she gets to France, and then there's some other small details just sort of in the background here that really do tease, I guess, what the story is going to be for her here. And there's also a synopsis out there that I will say, I don't even know where that came from, so that's what I'm trying to figure out first, but it kind of teases that Carol might be with Madame Genet, because it's worded like Daryl and Carol are going to be on opposing sides or something like that, and eventually, you know, come together. And so I'm wondering if when Carol first gets to France, if she's actually with Madame Genet and, you know, her side, and maybe Carol realizes right away what they're doing. But again, it could be one of those things where it doesn't really seem like they're doing anything wrong at all. you know, just because maybe this is like the main group out there in France and Carol just doesn't understand everything entirely yet. It's going to be interesting to see how they do the story here. You know, I'm expecting Daryl and Carol to reunite it like in episode 2 at least, you know, but like maybe it doesn't happen until like episode 4 or 5. I have no idea. You know, I'm just going based off of filming, and we saw a lot of this early on in season 2, but like, I don't know, maybe they push it off until later on. Maybe they filmed some of those scenes earlier. I have no idea. But yeah, so hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.